I quit my corporate job to start a business in the Philippines. Here we are. So this is the farm. You know, you want to experience the culture. You hear about the Philippines. They're so inviting. They're all so hospitable. And when you see that firsthand.
From finance to farming, meet Andrew, the foreigner who left his corporate job to start a business in the Philippines.
We're approaching the launch of a poultry broiler farm that hasn't been active for over a year. So it's got a bunch of stuff that needs to get fixed. I have a list here on my phone of what we need to get done.
In this interview, he shares why he made this big change, the challenges he faced along the way, and the positive experiences he has found in the Philippines. My name is Castiel, navigating expat life. What's your name and where you from?
Andrew Fletch, and I'm from Canada.
For how long you been in the Philippines?
Been here for 1 month and a half, about.
Okay.
45 days.
How did you know about the Philippines?
Through a partner of mine. Her family does business out here. So I've been attuned to the Philippines. I visited 6-7 months ago. That was my first experience here. I seen the kind of business that was run, and that's when I was getting sold on making the trip out here.
Okay. I have watched your videos, and what caught my attention is when you said, I left my 9-to-5 to build a business in the Philippines. Why you decided to leave your job back in Canada and build the business in the Philippines?
Yeah. So it was a tough decision to make. You leave a career of stability, you know the trajectory, especially in a place like Toronto. You're in the big city. You know, it's almost, people feel prestige working in a city like that. But I find in those kind of jobs, my time there, about 3 years, the weeks all blend together, the months blend together. It's like you're living one big long day. And I look back after 2 years and it's like, I don't really have any memories. I feel like 40 years will go by like that, and I'll look back and I'll think, what did I do? What risks did I take? So I knew getting into banking, that wasn't the long-term path for me. It was a means to, learn. You almost get paid to learn out of school at a job like that. So it's a good advantage. I'm not saying corporate jobs are bad. Early in your career, you essentially get paid to learn. You don't know anything. You show up to the building, they train you. So I took that in, saved some money, and this opportunity came where you get to see a commercial sized poultry farm run at scale. Saw how much money it was making, what was involved. So I really got to learn the opportunity, and that's when I knew this was what was right for me. I knew it was going to be an experience, a lot of risk, but it's all a part of the journey.
Okay. And what was the reaction of your friends and your family when you told them, guys, I'm resigning and I'm moving to the Philippines to start a business?
They said, what the F are you doing? They said. So it took, I put in my resignation before I told my mom, because I knew she wasn't going to be. My dad's a little more flexible. He's a successful professional himself. He was never like, you must go down this path. He's pretty flexible, but I knew my mom, mothers, they get stressed. They want the best for you always, right? It always comes from a good place. But so I resigned. And then a few days later, I told her, I said, Mom, this is the opportunity for me. I'm quitting my job. It's already started. There's no convincing that can be done. But eventually she trusts my judgment. She trusts, what I can do professionally. So she's kind of, if you really think this is the right decision for you, then go take it. And time will tell. We're still early in the journey, so I'm sure she's still stressed. She reminds me she's still stressed. But time will show, hopefully, that this was a good opportunity to take.
Okay, so 1 month, what are the challenges you've encountered so far?
Here in the province, language especially. I'm an English only guy. That's all I know. So the language barrier here, not so much in Manila. It's almost like being back in Toronto in Manila. But here it's very much Tagalog. So I'm trying to learn. I recently got a tutor, especially on the farm. Running business here, you need to be able to connect with your employees. I don't want to be a hands-off boss and just a guy, foreign guy comes in and puts money in and he just thinks that he can run whatever business. Yeah. I want to be able to connect with the employees, and that's the best way to run a company. Your company's built off of your employees. So learning the language has been the toughest part. But hopefully with time, I'm as immersed as you can get here. I hear that's the best way to learn. I'm in the culture, I'm in the environment. So hopefully with time that'll get easier, but that's been the hardest part for me.
How is your Tagalog so far?
Okay, Lan.
No, that's good. And let me ask you, yeah. You came to the Philippines, 7 months ago, and now I think the 7 months that you were here for the first time. Do you think that was the reason, that was the key point for you to decide to leave your job behind and move to the Philippines?
Yeah, absolutely. It would be maybe too much for me to move somewhere that I've never been, I haven't seen. Like there's, you want to experience the culture. You hear about the Philippines, they're so inviting, they're all so hospitable. And when you see that firsthand, you gain a sense of comfort that this will be a place that I can be okay in. And from the business perspective, I got to see how it was actually run. A lot of people ask, was it worth it starting the business? Would it be worth it for me? And it really depends on what the opportunity is and how well you know it, I guess you'd say. So this first journey here, I got to see the business, I got to experience the culture, and that was what sold it for me. I knew coming here, even if business didn't go well, my experience with the people would at least be positive.
But do you have any background on farming or poultry? You don't have any?
Voila. No, absolutely not. No, I was a finance guy. So I was a shirt and tie, go to the bank, at home. That was mine. So this is quite different. But given my partner's family has existing business, the best way to learn, you can read as many books as you want, but you don't know how things are done until you see it live in the flesh. There's theory and then there's reality here. So while my farm's getting built, I knew I'd have 4 months or so to go to a farm every day and learn exactly how it's done. So that's what I've been doing the past month and a half. And the amount I've learned in the last month and a half, I think, is more than any book would ever be able to teach me. So, I'm still a beginner in the game, but it's not rocket science, it's the business. So you pick it up, you learn the nuances, especially doing business here. There's, political risk. There's a bunch of different things that things aren't necessarily done as you think they would be. So you learn from people that are already doing it.
Your friends right now, they're back in Canada.
They are.
So sometimes people, they say, oh, okay, you're in the Philippines, you're having a good life and stuff like that. Do you feel you'll be here right now, comparing to your work before, where are you working, the most?
Right now, I work more than I ever have, and I make less than I ever have since I became an adult. So that's the thing about entrepreneurship, let's say, the sacrifice comes up front. You can't expect to. Everybody glamorizes starting a business. That's where the money is. That's where you're going to go, live the lavish lifestyle. And that can be true, but there's a huge upfront cost. And, I came to the Philippines, not for vacation, but to really build a life and build a sound business. And it's stressful. You put a lot of money into something. And right now we're in the starting process. So it's a lot of uncertainty of how it's going to turn out. But as a general theme, I'm working from when I wake up. People ask, what are your hobbies? Do you go to the beach? And it's I'm just working and I'm not making anything yet. We are in the investment stage of this process, and then hopefully the return will come later.
Are you a risk taker?
I guess I am. I guess I am now. I think it's important at least once in your life you want to take a risk. If you think you're somebody that can start a business, which a lot of people do, especially back in Toronto, you always hear people, I'm going to start my own business. I want to start my own business. And they never come to terms with the risk and upfront cost you need to take. You're going to have to sacrifice your income and really go all in. You can't half-ass a business. It's too competitive in the world to do that. So, I'd say I am generally a risk taker. I think, especially at this age, there's time to recover if things go bad. And I think, putting yourself in uncomfortable situations is where the reward lies. You can't be comfortable always and try to, think you're going to build something great.
Okay. What is the best advice that you have ever gotten so far that made you decide, I need to take a risk? What was the best advice you ever got?
It's a good question. Something, there's two things I'll give you. One is, I can't remember where I heard this, if it was a TV show or somebody told me, but they just said the time's going to pass anyways. And it's essentially whether you're working on something that you want to do or not, the time's going to pass anyways. People want things like this. You get into a business, they want to learn a new skill. They want to learn it in 2 weeks, right? But then you look back in 2 years, and if you give up after 2 weeks, that time passed whether you were practicing or not, right? So that's something that helps keep me patient. It's this is taking forever. It's taking forever. Well, it's if you stop now, 5 years is going to pass whether you stuck with it or not. And then in 5 years, if you stuck with it, you would be, established, you know more. But if you give up, you look back and say, well, why did I quit? I ended up in the future anyway, so you might as well stick with it, right? And then something I like a lot is just act as if you are. Like I come here, a foreigner trying to build a business. You act like a student. You become a student of everybody around you. And
Here we are.
We're here in the province, baby. Yeah. So present yourself. You act like a successful person before you become a successful person, I guess. You build up the habits. It's not like, oh, when I make money, then I'll be a, well-rounded professional. It's you become that, then you make money.
Were there ever an opportunity in your life that you were supposed to take and then you didn't take and then you regretted?
It's a good question. Not regret, but there was, my whole family does the medical route. My dad's a doctor. My sister's a doctor. My other sister's a nurse. That's kind of, so at a high school, that was like, what do I do? Well, I guess I go do that, right? So I did biochemistry in my undergrad. And then after my third year, I wrote the MCAT, the medical admissions test. And I was like all ready to apply. And then I saw my sister going through a residency and I was like, damn, I don't think I love it that much. Like that looks like I could be 10 years into like trying to build something versus, in 10 years, you just become a physician. It seemed like, something you really need to love it to do it. So that was an opportunity where it took a lot because it's a huge sunk cost. Just a whole degree in biochemistry. Like, do you see that through or do you try to take a different avenue? And I hear a lot of people in med school that aren't a huge fan, but they didn't want to give up with all the work they just did the last 4 years, right? So that was a tough decision to make where I then switched into finance and did a master's in business and was like, I'll try this route and see what's there for me. And that ended up paying off. I got a good job in Toronto. And then now I feel like, at least from a business perspective, I've gained a lot of knowledge that'll help me here.
Okay.
We're going to head inside and see the chicken farm. There's about 15,000 chickens in here, about 1 week old. Let's go see how they're doing.
First, I think we got to show them that we did this, okay, guys?
This guy's already the biosecurity expert. He's one step ahead of me. Dip in. And then they do spray your car off.
Yes, they did as well, yeah. So let's go inside.
All right.
Ooh.
So here we are. So this is the farm. You can see they're only in a small area. Then as they get bigger, you expand out the fence here, and then soon they'll take up the whole floor. So they're 1 week old. I can grab one here if you want to see. Don't run away. Here they are. Calm down, buddy. 1 week old bird. We'll weigh them later and get an average weight to see if they're on track. But they're looking good and healthy. And what else can we show here? Oh, we have an escapee. Hey. Wow. Those are the ventilation fans down there. We just got 2 of those repaired. So for those who don't know, this is the first time there's been chicks in this farm in over a year. So a lot of things had to be fixed, but it's generally up and running right now, which is good. And then we can go see down at this end.
There's a lot of chick, brother.
It's a lot of chickens there. So hopefully they grow up well. And then...
and what do you put on the ground again?
This is rice hull.
Oh,
so
okay.
Some people use just kind of plastic slats, but this helps absorb the moisture of their shit, essentially, and helps with flies a lot. So if you have a lot of flies, you get complaints from the community and you can actually be put out of business. So this is... an additional cost of doing the business, but it is necessary if you want to stay in business because people can, rightfully so, you put up a farm and you ruin the community with flies, people are obviously going to be mad about it, which is understandable. So, put rice hull down and then you generally feed them, as they get older, you'll feed them like twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. And what else? For how you get paid, how you actually make money here depends on how many chicks, like your harvest recovery, how many chicks survive here. Obviously you have 15,000, like a human population. Some have genetic defects, some die for whatever reason. So your harvest recovery, the weight of them, how efficient they are in eating feed with respect to how big they are, all pays into how much you get paid at the end of the cycle.
And what is this area for?
So this will be expanded out over time as the chickens grow. And then by the last couple weeks, there won't be any tarp. It'll just be chickens everywhere here. So you kind of slowly expand it out so you can, especially earlier on, it needs to be really hot in there. So you trap the heat in with the tarp. You have the fans, or no, sorry, not the fans, the heating lamps, and creates a nice warm environment.
And how many chickens can fit here?
15,000. So it's 15,000 there about. It'd be a little less than that now as we're a weekend, and then it'll grow. And that's kind of the capacity of this building, which is actually quite small for a farm like this.
Wow.
And then the feed goes...
oh, these are the food? You put the food here?
Yeah, so this is... There's... we can take a quick peek at this. It's going to be open first. There's a light. The light... There we are.
Wow.
So this is the feed. This gets dropped off from the integrator. So we don't need to purchase it. The integrator gives you everything you need. So they'll dump it into here. You can see there's some feed in there. Then it'll get sucked out into...
Technology.
Yeah, into these feeding lines there. So we're just using one feeding line, or two right now. And then as it expands, we'll set up the third. And then it just sucks up the feed.
Wow.
And there it is.
It's a big investment, huh?
Yeah, this one is, so we have a bigger one. The one in that we're building right now is actually quite a bit bigger than this, but still small. That one will have like 25 to 30,000 chickens, but that's still small with respect. Like a standard size would be like closer to 40,000, which is...
So do you, like, would it be possible to put 20,000 chicken here or more? No.
You
Or
could.
overpopulated.
Like what some farms do is you can overcrowd it, and then you'll do what's called thinning, where it's like before the main harvest where you take them all out, you'll take like a portion of them out. Like you'll take the biggest chickens a week before you take them all out, and it creates some extra space. So you can do that. We didn't do it here, but some people push the limits a little bit. And some integrators will happily do that. If your capacity is 38,000, maybe we'll say we'll bring 40,000, and then a week before we harvest, we'll grab the biggest ones to create some extra space. And then next week we'll take them all. And that's kind of how it goes. So yeah, it's not rocket science here. You just need to be attentive to the business because it's live animals. You can't go take a vacation. You need people here at all times, especially if they're, happen to be a disease breakout or something. You need to recognize that early and tell the integrator and make sure things are as they should be. So there you go.
Okay.
And then here is the cooling pads. So air... You can kind of feel if you come like right out here, there's a bit of a gust of wind.
Yeah,
you feel it?
Yeah.
So the fans blow outwards actually, and then suck air in through these cooling pads and create a cooler environment. So this would be the coldest end of the farm, and then the air would generally heat up as it gets down to that end.
So the one, you mentioned that the one that you guys are building right now is way bigger than this one.
It'll be bigger. There'll be, it's about 15,000 B, maybe a little less than twice the size of this one. This would be more so in...
Because this is big already. I can't even run from here. I can't even run until you guys definitely can't see the end because it's big.
Yeah, like when you see a 40,000 one, like full of like fully grown chickens, it's like, it's crazy to see. It's like, it's just nuts seeing 40,000 chickens like in a farm. It's pretty cool.
So this is like your first time doing this?
Yeah, this is my first time.
And
so
are these the first chicken?
This is actually the first load that I'll be taking the lead role on. So we renovated this one, and then we got the first round of chicks in just last week. And this is the first time, there's a lot of accountability.
Yeah, these are like the first babies.
Yeah, you show up to my partner's family's operation and you just learn and soak it in. But this time it's, if things go wrong, you're looking at the one to blame.
But no, everything will go right, brother. Everything will go right.
So,
and guys, by the way, this is, bro, once again, this is amazing, I saw your video once and I didn't even have an idea on how big the place was. And coming here, seeing like you and your team taking care of all these chicken. Yeah. It's amazing, brother. Yeah. Once again, congratulations, man.
Thank you. I appreciate
Congratulations, man.
Thank you for coming by.
So, yeah, no, I appreciate it, guys. I'm even scared to be here because, I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Let's go.
You're going to take chickens home with them.
Yeah. So I'll be bringing some chicken home. I'm going to cook them today. No, man, but this is amazing, guys. So, once again, I hope this interview motivates you guys on the way. if you want to start a business or any type of business, it doesn't really need to be farming. You just need to start it, you know. You just need to have, should be here, right?
Yeah.
You just need to have the courage to do it, you know. I know, as you said in the beginning, it can be hard, but you can learn by reading, by learning with people.
Yeah.
And
reach out to as many people as you can. I'm sure you know as well, you've built up a big network in the creative space. You can't do anything alone. You
need a team.
You need to reach out to people, especially when you're just starting. The best information you'll get is from somebody already doing it.
I'm pretty sure maybe in the future I'm going to come to you, brother. I need to open a farm as well.
There you go.
What can I do? Please help me.
Absolutely.
This is amazing, guys.
So there they are.
Look at that.
Nestled in.
And why is it green? Some of them is like...
Yeah, they're like blue.
Blue and green,
They have a vaccine at the hatchery, and this one happened to be blue. Like sometimes they show up and they're just golden yellow. Sometimes they're pink. Sometimes they're blue. So you get all kinds of colors depending on where they source the chicks and the kind of vaccine that they give them.
Wow. Nice, man.
There you go.
So this is 1 week?
This is 1 week here. So there'd be maybe about 150 grams or so. They show up here like 35 grams. So they grow. They're like double, tripling in size here a week. So,
and for how long are they going to be here?
About 28 days. So this integrator wants smaller chickens, about 1.5 kilograms. Other integrators might want closer to 2. So this was quicker.
Can you just tell us what are like integrators?
Yeah. So how the industry works is they sit at the top of the food chain here. They own the chickens. They own the chicks. So they bring eggs to a hatchery, and a hatchery hatches them for the integrator. Then the integrator picks them up, brings it up to a contract grower, which would be like this farm here. We grow them for a month, and then they pick up the chickens here and bring it to a processing plant. Then they end up in the supermarket. So it's really like the big company uses a bunch of contractors like us to do each step of the process. Wow. That's how it works. So it's kind of we're one step in the supply chain, if you will.
You coming to the Philippines 7 months ago, do you feel like it kind of have changed you as a person?
Yeah, I think really the way people treat other people here is absolutely exceptional. Like in Toronto, it's so individualistic. You don't walk down the street and talk to a stranger. Like if you walk down the street and talk to a stranger, people are like, they think you're out of your mind, right? They're like, it's like you put your headphones in and you walk to work. But here it's like a contractor comes to your house, like you're getting dinner for them. You're getting food at the house. Like anybody's coming over, like you're preparing to give them an experience. So when they show up to your house, they know they're getting food. They know people are around. It's a good environment. There could be karaoke on, like, you know what I mean? It's a happy social environment. And that is something that, Western cultures could really take from, and it builds more community. I feel like you feel like you're within the community, you're with the people, you're friends with your neighbors. Whereas in Toronto, at least in Canada, you don't see that as much at all.
And what is like living in Toronto and come to the Philippines and living in the province? What is the province like for you?
Province, baby. We are in the province. It is, it's crazy because in the city, I always felt like I was trapped in the city for the last 3 years. And when you're in the city, you can only do city stuff. Yeah. People go to patios, they go to restaurants, and I was never really that kind of guy. I wasn't like, let's go to the club or let's go. Like that wasn't really my thing. So I felt like all the city stuff that people glamorize wasn't things I was really interested in. Like I grew up in a smaller province in Nova Scotia, and like we go to a lake, we go swim. Like that's what we do. We go outside, not necessarily go out and sit at restaurants kind of thing. So being out here, it's like there's greenery. I felt like I haven't seen grass in 3 years in Toronto. So we are out here. It's green. The air is fresh. It can be a lot more peaceful than being in a city. There's green, there's grass everywhere. So you can go to beaches. There's a lot more to do outside. And the biggest thing for me is like the type of work I'm doing now. I'm not behind a computer screen for 12 hours a day. Like your life before, it's like the summer goes by like that in Canada. 3 months of good weather maybe. And you spend 80% of that inside behind a computer screen. And then you don't get to see it until like the evening. So being here, like I'm always out and about. And that's what I saw from her family when I first came. I was like, damn, our parents work so much, but like, they don't even own a computer. Like they're just like out and about. They're always doing things. They're always talking to people. And like, that just seemed way more fun. Like being here has really blurred the lines between a weekday and a weekend. I don't even know what day of the week it is. And like, that's the type of work I want to be doing, where in the corporate world, you literally wish life away. Like when Monday comes, you just look to the weekend and then, you know,
for Monday, you're already expecting Friday to come.
Like wishing for your next vacation. And then it's like, you just wish so much time away. And it's like, I don't want to live a life like that where when my week starts, I can't wait till it ends. It's not a good place to be.
What about when it comes to the cost of living? How expensive is living in the province?
Oh man, I can't even believe I live where I am for the price that I pay. Like back in Toronto, 700 square foot apartment. So I live close to where I work in the city. And it was like 130,000 pesos. Like when that hits your account at the end of the month, you shed a little tear. It's crazy. Whereas here, I think I pay like 18,000 to live. And that's like, it just feels, it feels better. Like I never, ever went out to eat in Toronto. You go to even McDonald's, you're spending $15 on a Big Mac combo. Here you spend $5. And it's like
good for you.
Yeah, exactly. You can go down the street and get 10 skewers off this cart for $3. And it's like back home, that's 30. So it's like you can try food, you can just do more here and not be so stressed about how much you're spending, at least for myself. And I'm fortunate to be able to say that. But the difference in prices of things for the exact same service is astronomical.
Okay. And guys, by the way, I know you guys will love to know more about it, brother. All your social media is in the description below. Please go and check him out. You're going to love his content. If you want to do a business, if you want to do like farming or whatever, he got you. Just before we go, what message do you have to the Filipinos watching us right now, knowing that you have been here 7 months, now you're here now, leaving the Philippines? What message you have?
Thank you for having me here, for being so hospitable. I've been warned so many times before I'm coming here, and even when I've been here, it's don't trust anybody. Like you're gonna get scammed, you're gonna be this. But like generally, it's not so difficult to surround yourself with good people. Like one good friend can introduce you to a whole network of good people, and that's kind of how it's been here. So everybody's been so welcoming. My neighbors in the community, my partner's family, business partners, everybody that I've met has been good and positive to work with. So just to thank you for having me here. I hope I can, provide opportunity for other people here would be amazing. And we're just at the start. Okay.
Brother, once again, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming
for taking care of us here. I love what you're doing. That's what motivated me to come here. Send you an email, send you a message, brother. Let me come that side. Let me share your story with other people, because it's really motivational, because I know many people that are watching us can be foreign or even Filipinos. They want to do it, but they're scared.
It's scary.
It's scary, but you decided to take one step ahead. You got the courage. So thank you so much. Literally, you're motivating us as well into maybe opening a business. So thank you so much, brother, and keep on shining, bro.
To share one more thing.
Yes, bro.
One more quote that came to mind as you say that is, I saw this on a YouTube short, I think, and it was that embarrassment is the #1 unexplored emotion. And that is, you start any new thing, you have to look like an idiot before you look like you're good at something. And you need to be comfortable, whether it's the language too. Like, it's painful to me trying to speak to Alex sometimes, and you just embarrass yourself, but that's the only way to get to a point to where you're comfortable. So that's a little piece of advice that hits home for me, because you need to be willing to be the guy that looks like the dumbest one in the room before you can be the smartest one.
Brother, one second. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much for coming.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. And all my brother's info is going to be on the description below. Please check it out. See you guys on the next episode. God bless you. We gone.